Hey everybody, Team Six back here with Caboose. I now have a name, and
General Mills.
and today's video we're going to kind of go over little intricate pieces of the Krytac M4 Trident. I do not own it. General Mills does. A lot of you guys have seen the video that we've had with the gameplay using it, and I said a lot of nice, kind things. And with that said, we kind of wanted to just go over some of the technical features of it. The first thing I wanted to go over with is the mags. I popped into this gun, as you guys see in the video, a Bravo flash mag, a Magpul mini high cap mag, a G&G high cap mag, and a KWA K120 mag. The flash mag feeds good. The G&G mag
Feeds well to a certain extent.
Well,
full auto, it can't keep up.
Full auto can't keep up. I know the Bravo mags can keep up if you pull the string, if you fully engage the wheel on the magazine. The little mags we didn't get to really shoot, and neither did we get to shoot the KM120s. The complaint that I heard from the KM120s, and Rick heard this as well, we didn't get to shoot them, but a lot of people said that they're finicky, they don't work as well as they should, right? Like
Yeah, they don't feed like they should.
Yeah. So and a lot of people say that it's the
KWA logo that's on the K120 mag that prevents it from feeding properly somehow. Or I guess it doesn't sit well.
Yeah.
In the magazine well.
Which was weird because I put it in there and it locked into the magazine. So I don't know what the deal is with that. We didn't get to shoot it yet, but that's just what we heard. Right now, we're putting in 11.1 LiPo battery that has, I think it's a KM120. What is it? What's the circuitry? Now, to hell with it. We put in a long 11.1 LiPo battery, 3-cell LiPo battery.
It's a 1.2.
It's a 1.2. It's the only thing is that just for those of you guys that do know, when it comes to using the gun, the batteries that are on this thing, you can fit it in 3 different ways. But if you have a long 11.1, a thick one, you're going to have trouble trying to stick it into the side tubes that of the crane stock. The best bet to do it is to put it into your buffer tube. And be aware when you put it into your buffer tube, be careful, okay, because if you pull back and forth on your stock, the wiring could get caught. So just be aware of that, all right? Another important tip is you could also point it vertically on the stock. So you don't have to put it in the tubes, you can actually put it on the side. There's enough room for you to do that, which is great because if you want to put it in the buffer tube, you can put all the wires, all the extra wires on the side, and you have plenty of room for that without having to put it in the buffer tube. Another great thing about this gun is it has an automated fuse. What does that mean? That basically means if your fuse goes dead, you don't need a specially designed fuse for airsoft guns. It has an automated fuse. You can buy it at any automated store. You can buy it at STD, or give me some car companies.
Pep Boys,
or any like automated company. You can actually just go over and buy the fuses for it, which is great. It makes it a lot easier. It definitely makes it a lot simpler. Mills has said in the comment that I believe that this gun is the future of airsoft, and I do believe this gun is the future of airsoft. I believe that Krytac is the future of airsoft, just because of the amount of pretty much how they can just kind of undercut many of the airsoft companies, because they're the first real steel airsoft company to ever design, manufacture, market, produce, test an airsoft gun from the ground up. And they have so many resources at hand that they can pretty much make a fantastic gun and undercut a lot of other airsoft companies in the way. And I think that this is the future, because I think a lot of other real steel companies are going to start smartening up and really consider airsoft as a training tool, and they're going to start putting a lot of their initiative behind airsoft, and you're going to see a lot of changes in the future. The big thing that I want to talk about, other than the automated fuse, is your buffer tube and your stock. The stock is different. It's not a regular crane stock. It actually has an integrated button, so you don't have to worry about accidentally pushing on it. It's got 3 ways to mount your slings. You can do it as a 2-point sling, a 3-point sling. It has quick detach points on the back of the stock. And at the base of the buffer tube, there are sling attachment points that you usually see on the VFC M4s. The gun itself Has a key mod rail on it, which is really sweet.
It's really comfortable, actually. When I thought it wasn't like that comfortable when I first saw it, and then when I picked it up in the store, I was like, oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's really sick. The sights are regular old school M4 sights that are removable if you don't want them.
Yeah, they don't come with the sights on the gun. They're actually separate from the gun when they're in the box, so you have to put them on yourself. But
yeah,
it's not a big deal.
It's got an ambidextrous fire selector, which is fantastic. You can have it on left or for righties. The charging handle, obviously, you know, when you pull back on it, you have access to the pop-up. The great thing about this for you real steel nuts is this gun splits, and for you techs, just like a regular AR. It has the front bottom pin, in front of the magazine well. You pop that, you slide it just like a regular M4. You don't need to worry about popping that rear pin. I only did that because I didn't know what exactly I was doing. And it was really tight in there, so I didn't want to try doing it, and then I messed up the lock. But if you unscrew that nut, you can basically split the receiver in the front just like a regular AR, and you don't have to worry about splitting the rear one either. That's for your gearbox or for your trigger box for the real gun. Once I finally split this thing, I have to admit I am extremely impressed. All of those little gadgetries that you have that are basically on the VFC guns or the G&G guns, like for example, your brass plate that protects your jeez, why can't I think? Your
Piston?
No, not the well, I'm looking to think of real steel terms. What the hell is this? Why can't I think today?
Terrible lighting.
It's like the door for the ejection.
Yeah, the ejection port. The door that protects it so that they don't have to worry about any dust and debris coming in. That's attached to the gearbox. You can see it in this video here. And the bolt catch is attached to the gearbox. There is no separate parts. It's not like the VFCs where you have to remove that little tiny bolt catch and before you can remove the gearbox. It's all attached to the gearbox. Okay? The only thing that is separate is the actual button itself, the bolt release. That is attached to the gun, but it hits a trigger that's on the gearbox that then goes to the actual release of the brass plate, which then allows for you to close your ejection port. So all of that stuff is wired through the gearbox. You don't have to worry about taking apart any different assemblies or any of that stuff. Skipping ahead to the barrel real quick, I really wanted to get into this because this is a big topic for me. This barrel is a 300mm inner barrel. It's really good. It's very comfortable. It has a rotary style hop up where you hear the clicks. Okay, which is fantastic. I apologize for my terrible camera lens. My camera lens protector was falling off. But you hear the clicks. It's numbered. It makes it very easier for you to be able to access your hop-up unit. You can do it with gloves. And what I also heard a bunch of people do is they marked where on the numbers their hop-up is good for CQB. And then for longer distances, they mark it with another color so that it's easier for them to know exactly what number they have to split it to. And it also helps if you switch out your springs. If you can hear right now that clicking noise, that is the clicking noise that you hear. So it's nice, it's crisp, and you know it's moving. Another good thing about the gun internally is it's obviously, for those of you guys that read, it's got a MOSFET integrated into it, which is really good. It protects the gun from LiPo protection. It's really comfortable. I don't know exactly to the extent what you can do with the MOSFET. We haven't really looked at the manual for that. But as far as internally goes, the gun is very good. Another great thing about the hop-up unit, the hop-up unit for this gun is from the old school KWA buckings, the good KWA buckings, okay, that KWA used to make. That is now what is in these guns. The guys that made those buckings now make the buckings for the Krytac Trident, okay? And I'm guessing that's what it's going to be for their main Trident line. So they have very good solid buckings that are in there. The rotary flat hop has a good ability of being able to keep that bucking nice and in place. And it holds a little bit better than the wheel style hop-ups. Another good thing about this feature internally with the gun is the trigger pull on it is really crisp. It's very nice. The gun shoots like a typewriter when you have it with an 11.1 LiPo battery in it and you put it on full auto. It's really good. It's a very comfortable weapon platform that we use. It's extremely light. It's less than 5 pounds. I think it's maybe 3.5. pounds. It's very, very comfortable, very, very lightweight for an AEG. That's nice. The takedown is really simple, and it's got a lot of accessories that a lot of other guns have that they've integrated and put into this weapon system. Now, real quick, just so you guys know, on the selector switch, thanks to, do you know his name?
The Red Eyes 222.
The Red Eyes 222. Thanks a lot, man, for actually being able to go ahead and reply to, or ask us a question so that we can reply to it, and then, being able to help us out, understand better. For those of you that don't know what he asked us a question about, if you put the gun on safety, does that reset the spring? No, they did not put that in the gun initially. Okay, they did not put that in the gun initially because they didn't want to put too much stuff on the gun because they thought it could cause problems. So instead, they actually added it where the
you could buy it separately.
Yeah, you could buy it separately, which definitely helps. And just give me 1 second. The main thing is that if there's any additional accessories, I apologize for light. If there's any additional accessories and stuff like that, they will be releasing it in the future. The thing that happened was they couldn't get it right having all these accessories that go on the gearbox. They didn't want to also add the resetting spring function and then release it on the gun, and then it causes problems. So for the earlier models of the Krytac guns that come out, there will be an accessory for it in the future. Thank you very much, Red Eye. Appreciate that, man, for letting us know. And now we're able to take that information that you taught us and be able to help tell it to the rest of the world. Is that the reset accessory feature will be available for future guns and the future models that will be coming out later. I think either next month or a couple months from now, they will come with it pre-installed. A lot of people were complaining about that initially. Look, you guys got to understand that there's only so much stuff that they can put in the gun, even though they can afford to do it. Dealers and distributors and companies got to make money too. So if they have a perfect gun from the ground up and there's nothing for you to touch to it, then they're not going to be able to make a lot of money off of it. So they already have a lot of fantastic features on it. The hop-up, like I said, is from the old KWA hop-up buckings that used to be flawless before they switched over to the new ones. Those are in here. The rotary hop-up style is good. The MOSFET system works great. You have plenty of battery space. The bolt catch system is all integrated into the gearbox, which makes it very, 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 very nice. The trigger pull is very sweet. Ambidextrous fire selector switch. And it feeds pretty much any Tokyo Marui-based magazine as long as it can catch up, because this gun does shoot fast with 11.1 LiPo on it. The ambidextrous fire selector is really, really sweet. The other big thing is the vast amounts of sling adapters that you have on it, the fact that it comes with the key mod. The key mod accessories can get expensive, although we saw some pretty cheap ones on Amazon.
It's like $20 for.
Yeah.
Depends on how long your rail is.
Yeah, it depends on how long your rail is, and it also depends on what material it's going to be made of. I don't know how the plastic ones are. I don't know how the metal ones are. He hasn't even gotten them yet, so we can't really tell you. But you can get them on Amazon. You can get them on a couple of military sites, or firearm sites. So you'll be pretty much all set for that. But it is monolithic rail. It goes straight across the whole way. And it's a really, really good platform. The only complaint that I had about this gun is it did not shoot anywhere near as far as I thought it was going to. Now, again, remember, this is a CQB gun, and you guys have to also know something about our squad. Our team is associated with probably some of the best techs on the East Coast. What's it called? Lopez, a.k.a. Jerry. He's our tech. He's a fantastic tech. He R-hops our guns. We got guns that are shooting 250 plus feet. And one of the other major techs that we know is probably the best tech on the East Coast, hands down, is best pair is Jimmy and
Lewis.
I'm sorry, I'm really, really tired. Jimmy and Lewis, who own In My Sights, they basically went ahead and they flat hopped their guns, and they're shooting 250 plus feet. So we're very, very lucky dealing with these kinds of people that are able to do this with our platforms, with our rifles. With that said, the gun only shoots between 330 and 340. And for all I know, I can't speak for everything, and I come from an extremely biased opinion. We're used to guns that's shooting close to 300 feet when we're shooting BBs, and we've ranged it with rangefinders, and you guys will see those videos out soon enough. So it's not like we're blowing smoke up anybody's butt. We actually range-finded our guns, where we're shooting with .28s, .3s, and .25s, out to 300 feet. So that's the big plus with us. But The gun does shoot great. It's fantastic. It does shoot less. It's got a 300 millimeter inner barrel with it. Barrel length doesn't matter. But what does matter is the fact that the quick change spring system, which I didn't go over with this, you literally just put an Allen key in, you twist it out, and then you put a new spring in. This is not an M120 spring. I think it's an M110 or an M111. I'm not positive. Or an M100 or an M110. So like I said, it's shooting between, when you quoted it, like 330, right?
Yeah, with 2.8s though.
Yeah, with 2.8s. No, was it 330 with 2.8s, wasn't it?
Thought it was. Because apparently it's like, I don't know. It might have been 330 with 2.5s. I don't know.
Alright, anyway, it's around there. So you're not going to be getting an immense amount of power out of this, but it does have the accessories for it. The gears that are in this can twist a whole 360 degrees before they break. Okay, so if you want to put, there's very good parts that are already put internally in this gun. They got parts from all over the world, from all over different companies, and have a very, very fantastic platform out of the box. So if you put an M120 in this, I'm pretty sure your BBs are going to go flying. Like I said, they have the old KWA buckings in these guns, so they work fantastic, and they work flawless, and they're very, very, very good. Like I said, I'm very, very biased, so when somebody says that a gun is going to be coming out shooting fantastic, I'm expecting it to be shooting 250 feet. This was shooting close to about, like what, like
probably about 180 max.
180 max, yeah, like 180 max. Again, there wasn't a lot of power behind it, so I'm sure if you were to go ahead and put an M120 spring in, this thing would be flying. But again, we also don't have access to 5,000 models of Krytac Tridents. Okay, so it could be just our gun. It could be maybe the bucking wasn't engaged properly. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But for all I know, this gun, for the most part, doesn't even need flat hops. And you know, maybe I did something stupid when I did something. I don't know. So just be aware. What we talk about comes with a grain of salt, because we don't have access to all the guns that are out here. I could have gotten a model where, for some reason, the part of the hop-up bucking wasn't properly engaging with the BB. I don't know. And you guys could be getting guns and you'll be talking back to us saying, what on earth is wrong with you? This thing's shooting fantastic. I don't know. But I just wanted to tell you guys, because that's something that I noticed when we were shooting it. But it does shoot close to 180. It's a good platform right out of the box. It's very comfortable. It's lipo protected. It's got fantastic range for the FPS that it's pumping out. It's a solid platform. So that's something that I wanted to go over. Another thing, to Red Eyes, thank you so much, dude, for your reply. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go and check our Crytek video that General Mills here was videotaping, and that came out, and you guys really liked. He asked us some really cool questions. Well, he asked us a really cool question, and he kind of did what the whole point of this video is. The whole point of this video is like college tutoring. We together probably have maybe 25 years of airsoft experience plus more with our whole team. And we don't know jack. We don't know everything. we really don't. We don't know.
We learn something new every day.
We
just did something that next video is.
Yeah, we learn like 6 new things every single day. And the whole point of this is not to say that we know more than you. Hell no. You guys definitely know a lot more than we'll ever learn, and you'll probably learn a lot more from you guys than you guys will ever learn from us. But the point of this video is you guys teach us something, we teach you guys something. Okay, and Red Eyes went ahead and answered a question that we had, answered a question that he had that we didn't have the answer to, and then told us. And now in return, we're telling you guys on a broader scale, so that you guys are able to go ahead and know that, well, when it comes down to the resets, resetting the piston when you switch the gun to safety, it's not going to be in the original versions, but you will get an accessory for the original versions, and it will be available for the future versions coming pre-installed. That's all due to Red Eyes. We didn't know that until he found out about that, and he let us know. So now in exchange, we're going to tell you guys. The whole point of this channel is to help everybody learn. We don't know everything. And in fact, we're going to learn a lot more from you guys than you'll learn from us. And the more information you guys tell us, the more information we can tell everybody else. And that's the whole point of this video, is helping everybody, okay? I don't care if you're a pro. I don't care if you just started. The more information that's out there, the more that you can use it. And the more it can help your airsoft experience, like you guys will see in our next video that we're going to do, which General Mills did a nice little tip and trick, and I did myself on something for me that hopefully will be able to help you guys out. Anything else?
Yeah. Couple things about this gun. One, I'm sure most of you already know if you're a Krytac fan. When you pull the bolt catch back, it actually locks the brass cover, so that way you can actually adjust your hop up.
He touched it that time
without holding the bolt catch back, because I know a lot of you guys sit there and you hold it against your leg like this and you're holding it back trying to adjust your hop up. So I mean, that's a nice feature. It locks back, and then you hit the bolt release on the other side just like a real AR, and it closes. So that's a nice feature.
All of which is attached to the gearbox. And be careful that you guys don't hit that when you have your finger in there. And you
don't do that.
No.
Another thing is to take this rail off. I mean, I need to take the silencer off, or the Noveski sound amplifier, but you just undo these two screws right here, and the whole rail just slides right off. So that's an amazing feature. It's so simple.
Oh, and it's a regular Delta ring, guys. I know it's not here. The Delta ring's not here, but if you guys have the Magpul Mega Arms, it's Mega Arms, right? Yeah,
I think so.
PTS. You know that gun, that rail is custom built for that gun. It doesn't. You can't like switch out another rail with that unless you have an octagon like rail that you can stick it on. This you can. If you don't like this rail, you can take it off and put another rail on, right?
Yeah. They're making a 13-inch. No, maybe it's a 16. The SPR is coming in a longer rail.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying if you don't want a key mod rail, if you have a rail that you
can put on.
You can put it on here. So that's a big thing.
But who wouldn't like this rail, man?
I know. But the main thing is like I said, the Mega Arms PTS when that came out, and I'm not knocking KWA or PTS or anybody. All right, I think they're all fantastic companies, like you said. Our M16s are from them. They're great. We love them. I have 5 pistols from them. They're awesome. Biggest problem that a lot of people have with those guns, the rail is custom built. I mean, when you buy that gun, you're buying it for the rail. Let's be honest. But the rail is custom built for the gun, so you can't swap it out with another rail. This, you can swap it out with another rail. All right, just so you guys know. And it's got the trades on it.
Yeah.
Defiance. And then
Virginia Beach.
And obviously it's got the Crytek logo, which you guys probably can't see because it's very, very dark. There you go. All right. But
and lastly, when I was on the field and I was using this, the one thing that was kind of an issue, I realized if you don't slam that magazine in, it's gonna fall right out. Like I could do this right now, and just comes right out.
Yeah, which is more authentic, guys, to real steel shooters. I know a lot of you guys are worried about busting the hop-up unit when like you put your mags in, but for real guns, when you stick a mag in a real gun, you're slamming that mag home. You're not like, no, you're hitting the mag home.
I mean, as you can see, this gearbox is really solid on the inside.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about slamming it in there.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that. If you see this, this is protection just in case you slam your magazine into your hop-up nozzle. Okay.
So don't be afraid to do that.
Yeah. I mean, don't like do something retarded like you're trying to bash it in there, but you can slam it home and you don't have to worry about damaging the mechanism.
Yeah, so that's another great thing about this. But you really got to see. I just put it in there and it just came right out. But if you really slam it in there, it won't come out. But yeah, so you got to just watch that. And I mean, if you really wanted to be gentle, you just hit your magazine release when you put the magazine in, let it go, and it's in there. So it's really just it's a tough magazine release, I guess you could say. It protrudes out more than others.
Yep.
But that's a good thing, because that means your magazine's not going to fall out of your gun unless you actually hit the button.
Yeah.
It's like, it's in there.
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, and the Noveski sound amplifier looks awesome on this gun. So if you were to get this gun, totally recommend that.
Yeah, and if you guys heard it earlier in the video that was us shooting it, I know my contour camera doesn't do it justice.
Here, I can do it now.
Thanks. All right.
I think I woke him up.
All right. Without further ado, guys, you got anything else to say?
Hold on. Let me just reset the spring on this.
Yeah.
There we go.
Remember, when you get that accessory, you won't need to do that. But all right, guys. Without further ado, drop your mags, clear your barrels, and we'll see you.